I think it's in the bag in the kitchen. Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne Williams with Back to Earth Creations. I gotta go grab something and I'll be right back. I think Ethel's gonna get me demonetized.
Yeah, I'd say so.
There it is. Okie dokie. Hey guys.
It was a delight to see you.
Really? It's always a delight to see. Hey Freedom, how's it going? Hey Potter. Hey kids. Right? I had to go grab so that Randy can help me moderate. Okay, cool. I was like, really? Is the battery dead? But it's alright. It's alright. Hey, Craft Visit. Hey, Natasha. Really new, streamed 1 day ago. I don't know about that. Good job, YouTube, I guess. How do I do this? Okay, there we go. Okay. Penny says, hey everybody in Chatville. Says, do you remember the video that you made, the donut with the bumblebee on it? Do you remember the name of that video so I know where to look? I would type into YouTube bee donut necklace, because that's probably what I typed in for the text. Because really, Kathy got her notification on time? Right on. That's fantastic. So today I'm working really hard to, a little Cali run by. I woke up like an hour ago, I'm not gonna lie. I'm working really hard, so hard, on a... Oh, really? Excuse me. On finishing up this Akasha necklace from Queen of the Damned. Hey, Juan. Do you still make Dragon Eye thingies? I watched an older video and it looked really cool. I do. It's just been a minute. It's kind of... I really, made Dragon Eyes super intense for, 2 years. And I've just kind of currently moved on to other things. But, right on, Sarah. But it's in no way something that I'm not doing anymore. It's just something that I haven't done in a minute. But it's like fairy houses. I love making fairy houses. Excuse me, Sam. But I haven't gotten to make a fairy house in it feels like a year and a half. So, because in my heart today, I was like, I really want to make a fairy house. Because Instagram was like, look at your post from 2 years ago. And it was, one of the fairy houses that we made. I'm so tired. Literal first sip of coffee today. That's good stuff. Right on. Hey, Renee. Got my first craft event this weekend. Right on. Okay. Good luck to you. This is very exciting. I tried the chakra pendant, but all I had was tiger's eye beads on hand. It turned out pretty neat. I posted over it. I saw that, Natasha. That was really good. And I don't know, the chakra thing was kind of, it's just a color set of beads. In no way or form do you have to do that color scheme. I actually prefer it. I think my favorite one was with solid amethyst. Hey Cherry, I am trying my darndest to wake up and not growl at people. I've already growled at Randy and the dog already today, and I've only been awake for an hour. So, Potter House, these earrings are a peridot green crystal. They're from my friend Holly. I really liked them today because it's kind of a rainy, not dismal, that's too strong of a word, but it's just a kind of gray, rainy, very pleasant day, but I wanted something nice and bright. I just got my parawire and pliers in the mail. What should I make for my first attempt? Should I just plastic swirls or weaves on small pieces? Possibly. What inspires you most? A good way to figure this out is to write down 5 5 or 6 projects and assign each one a number and then like roll a dice. And then whether you actually end up doing the one, like if you rolled a 3, you do the, you know, project number 3, but it helps you really know. It's the same as like flipping a coin. Helps you to really know what in your heart you wanted to work on. The Dragon Eye Lady, right on, Crafty. Right, Penny? Rain equals Randy and I overslept the alarm clock by like 2 or 3 hours. So,
Hey, Maddie.
Maddie's here?
Yeah, she loves your hair.
Oh, thanks, Maddie. I'm pretty pleased with my bangs. They keep my forehead from glaring at the world. Though sometimes I still feel like I look like a 12th century French like nobleman with helmet hair, but that's just me. Why aren't you at school, Maddie? What day is it? It's like a Thursday. Is it like a holiday break or something? It's not Thanksgiving yet, is it? Like,
I think that's next month.
Oh, right.
We haven't had copious amounts of candy
Yeah. Dreary. Yeah, but I don't know. It's a happy day. It's just the weather's kind of just like wet. I want to show you guys what we've been working on. Sam, I gotta be there, buddy.
Oh, it's fall break.
Nice. Right on. Can somebody who's not gonna poison me send me like 3 pieces of candy corn?
No.
I cannot justify buying a bag of candy corn, but I just want like 3 pieces. I just need 3 pieces of candy corn. So, Randy says no though. There's a week-long break. That's nice. Fall break here in West Virginia too. Wow. Come on, wake up, girl. We can do this. Oh. Let's just take a nap. Like, y'all need a nap, right? I gotta put more coffee in my body. Okay. Come on. We can do this. Hey, Sabrina in Texas. Okay, so we had designed, for those of y'all who are shameless plug, hanging out with me in my patron exclusive $1 and up Saturday live streams that are actually a ton of fun. Not that I doubted that they would be, but they're a surprising amount of fun. No, not 3 giant candy corns. Guys, I'll die from diabetes. You cannot send me because I'll eat them too. I lack self-control. This was the necklace piece for the Akasha necklace. Bettina, we'll just take a nap together. Well, it finally, I made it out of wire and polymer clay. Now it has not been oxidized, and we're going to be backing it in thermoplastic because I designed it because it's going to look a little silly just laying perfectly flat. So I wanted it to be able to have a little bit of a bend to it. So we're going to back it with the thermoplastic and then shape it that way and do like all the antiquing and everything. So I'm really excited about how that came out. But now I need to be working on the headdress, which I have all these little pieces here. And then, I just need to clean up this mess. We got a bunch of these little beads made that are going to need to be oxidized. Like this necklace has, I'm hand making every single component of this necklace. And it's I spent 7 hours yesterday just doing the center part. And it's taking a lot more than I thought it would. And then also we made these, we cast them out of resin, which something that I've been experimenting. I don't even know what that was. Oh, it's the crank handle to the clay machine. Okay, so we cast this out of Smooth Cast 325 by Smooth On, and then used Avez Studios black epoxy sculpt, which is a 2-pound compound that you like mix it together. What's up, babe? No. Okay. And Oh, Randy's off screen. He's right there. Boop, there's my Randy. We mixed up some of the epoxy sculpt, and this stuff is amazing, you guys. Like, I like using it for setting cabs because it holds on. It doesn't pop out or anything. Like, it holds. Like, it's like plumber's putty, but more craft friendly. Like, it holds detail really nicely. It doesn't shrink or expand whenever it dries. And I was able to secure these wires on to the backside without, and then I hadn't even done the little loops on the ends. I just like smushed that on there. And then this morning I was able to go through, and that way I could hold the wires on without having to drill anything or have any wrapping around onto the front. But I've been experimenting with those before I put on any of the epoxy sculpt. I heated up the resin pieces with a heat gun, and then what did I do? Sorry, my brain just farted again. Where are we? I heated it up with the heat gun and then shaped it to Ethel's neck. But don't hide her behind the trash can. And that way it'll sit, instead of sitting, some of the pieces I need to be completely flat. And some of them I think will sit better against the neck, especially here on the side of the neck. It'll sit better being shaped than being just flat. So now the lady that I'm making this for, she's very like this interesting combination of like very petite but also voluptuous. So she's like a very small neck, but she's like a very curvy person, and so I'm really excited to see how this looks on her. But she has a very like long, elegant neck, whereas I'm a bit of a potato. That's okay though. A lot of my favorite people love potatoes, so that's a win on that one. But yeah, so I think this is gonna look really nice on her, but I have to get it done like a week ago.
Checking messages.
Okay, I'm checking messages. Use my brain. Oh, Mary says, I need help. Have a big fair coming up with only a 6-foot table allowed. I usually have 3 tables. Any ideas how to condense? I'm freaking out. I will show you my favorite way. I'm just gonna say I don't feel like carrying a tripod. My favorite way of expanding is, you know I love potatoes, right, Maddie? Is to use these grid squares, which you can get. I'd get them from Amazon, honestly, because I don't know if Walmart and Target carry them always, but Amazon always has them, and they're very affordable. You can get them in like 6-cell or 4-cell. What you doing, cat? But they come with these little corner pieces, but you can also just zip tie them together. I like to use a combination of the corners and the zip ties because the corners will help keep everything equidistant. Sorry, yeah. But you can kind of see it allows you to have the front table space to put a bunch of crap on. And then I like my horizontal or my like kind of lean-to pendant flats, but we also have, you could put more necklace displays, you could put bracelet bars, like just anything kind of, if you take it and tilt it up a little bit, it's going to be more visible than if it's laying flat on the table. Like, well, just bring that up. Yeah, there's an LED strip light that we just have kind of tucked around and through the whenever we're actually setting it proper, we're gonna have it either cable tied or clipped to the frame. I just wanted to test and see how long it lasts, and it's been doing pretty good. But we're gonna have 3 sets of those strip lights. Yeah, it helps to have things well lit. It's not as important for daytime outdoor events, but if it's like an indoor event, it makes a huge difference. But yeah, just using these grids to go vertical makes a huge difference. Now you can see here in the center.
Don't blow yourself off.
Yeah, Randy says don't wall yourself off. Like, you want to be able to stand and speak to and communicate with your customers,
Keep an eye on everything.
and to be able to keep an eye on everything and to be able to reach everything, which is actually why we set up this kind of rough draft booth setup. Is so that like we drafted everything. We have all of our foam test displays here in this stack. We made everything out of very inexpensive craft foam first, before coming through and making it out of leather. That way we made all of the displays, like the dummies, and then put them up. And like I stood behind the table and Randy pretended like he was trying to steal stuff, and then Randy stood behind the table and I pretended like I was trying to steal stuff, and we didn't have any blind spots. We were able to reach everything, like, so that was pretty good. But that's my best advice for going vertical. The brand of LED lights, of course the box is on the, this is my life, you guys. This is what Randy has to tolerate. I mean, he didn't have to, but it's what he does tolerate. Cats! Alright, I'm gonna go let Callie out. It is Pangton Villa. Callie, you're being a butthole. Go on. Be good. You okay, Ember? I know, she's a meanie. I'm gonna follow you with the camera though. Look at that butt when you walk. Sorry. I'm just gonna follow the cat to the house. Cat cam, guys. I bet you $10 she's gonna go stress eat. Because she's my spirit animal. That's how I cope. Yeah. You gonna go stress eat? Yep. You did give me that food. I love this cat so much. Yeah, it's to our basement. It's where we keep all the toxic fans. So, what were we talking about before I got distracted by my cat? Booth setup. Yeah, I recommend that. That's how I cope with needing to expand vertically, because used to, when we did our booth setup, we'd actually purchased a 12 by 12 canopy instead of just a 10 by 10. Actually, I think we have a groundhog that lives in our basement. Pretty nice. Yeah, the spiders that we keep down there should keep most of the possums and stuff out, but because they're big spiders.
I ain't been feeding radioactive sludge for nothing.
Nice, Randy. Used to, yeah, we had bought a 12 by 12 pop-up canopy, because a lot of the events will say that you can have a 10 by 10 pop-up, but if it's like on grass and stuff, they'll let you actually get a 12 by 12 and you can put tie downs down. And I'm like, we designed it that we have weights that just hang from it. And that way, like, I mean, it's a big sail basically whenever a strong wind cuts through. So if you've got like 50 pounds on each corner, that it would have just pulled it up even if it were staked in. So we went with a 12 by 12 and that worked out really well. There was only one show that, if I remember right, that we were like, hey, we have a 12 by 12 canopy. Can we still, like, can you fit us into your vendor line? And they were like, nope, 10 by 10 only. And we were like, okay. And we went with one of the other 20 craft shows that were that weekend, who were like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Give us $50. Like, like pay the booth fee to show up. You'll be fine. But that enabled us to have like 2 6-foot tables end to end, and then another 6-foot table coming off this way and another 6-foot table coming off this way. So like, let's pretend like this really messy cutting mat. Okay, because it's 12 inch by 12 inch, so it's kind of to scale. But we'd have.
They only have 10 by 10s. They only have 10 by 10s.
Yeah, and it's a little different nowadays because more people have caught on to hanging the weights and stuff. But there's a point to this rambling story, I promise. So we had 12 feet of frontage plus another 8.5 feet this way and an 8.5 feet this way. And we had to figure out how to condense all of that into a 6-foot table for doing our first convention. So that is how we dealt with compressing, 12, almost 20 feet of display space into 6 feet, was going vertical, as well as having a little bit of a backdrop. And that was for like our costumes and stuff, but that's not entirely appropriate for everybody. One of my very good friends, I say that, but I haven't talked to her in like a year and a half, but in my heart, she's a very good friend, Becca, who's amazing and lives in Colorado now, and I miss her beautiful face. But anyways, her jewelry display is, she sits and she has like the stuff going on and a little bit of going vertical on the table, but then behind her she has this like one grid wall and then another grid wall and then another grid wall that she kind of like sits in and kind of in front of, like it frames around her. And she just binder clips necklace displays to that, and that way it's still close enough that other people can see it, but it's a much more, I don't know, it had a really great look and feel to it, and it like it's another option for if you just want 3 like 6-foot grid walls instead of a big old honkin' chonkin' stack of floor grids. I'm not sure what floor grids are. Do you mean like the grid walls, or like, because we have, I don't know, there's a lot of things that pop into mind whenever we say floor grids, because we have like little squishy mat squares that we put on the floor. Is that a floor? I don't know what a floor grid is. It's unfortunate, but there's always someone who's going to show out over 2 feet. Yeah. Yep. And it's as easy as like we knew what we needed, so we just called the different craft shows and we're like, hey, this is what we need. Can you accommodate that? And if they can't, then we're like, okay, thank you for your time. And we did eventually end up getting a 10 by 10 canopy as well. That way we were like, if we can fit the 12 by 12, we'll do that. Or we'll just show up with a 10 by 10 if we really need that show for that weekend. And then it turned out to be very good, because then we did some street festival, and it was, as the canopy aged, everything was fine, but it, like the wind and stuff, like the canopy fabric itself had started to stretch, and so it was raining overnight and there wasn't enough wind, because if it's windy and rainy, that'll keep shaking the tarp and like the canopy fabric. And
No wind, just rain.
yeah, no wind, just rain. So the rain started pooling and started stretching and started warping the entire frame. I am exhausted, Kathy. I don't know if it's just that I didn't get enough sleep or that what, but there was no amount of like coffee and cream to like make like eye brightening under eye cream. I am exhausted. So if I look tired, it's because I am. What was I talking about? Yeah, it was like you could almost swim. Like medium-sized children could have swam in the amount of water that was pooled in the top of our booth. And it was just kind of resting. Like if I'm a jewelry display and this is the canopy, it was kind of just like resting on some of our displays. Yeah, Natasha says, "You look stressed." Thanks. It's the stress. It's working. 100%. It's like, bitch, what you think? No, I look exhausted and stressed because I've been eating right, sleeping well, and keeping up with my self-care. Right on, Elise. Oh, really, Randy? Randy's just over there going, be nice. I guess I am like a salty firecracker today. I'm hungry. That just hit me all at once. Okay. Put a hula hoop on the center top before you add the canopy. And that's a very good idea. We did not have that at the time. So that was the end of that canopy. But we had used it 30 weekends out of the year for 2 years. I feel like it did its job. Oh no, you're good. No. Oh gosh, you guys. Okay, if I ever start being like, cover your ears if you're a child or easily offended. If you're a kid and you're watching this, get help. Like, your parents will be disappointed in you. I don't know. I don't know if they'll actually. Maddie, your parents shouldn't be disappointed. Why do I talk? If ever I'm being just a noxious bitch, it's not y'all, it's me. Like, so. What does mukbang woo? What? Bennett? Hey everyone, can y'all send me some good. Mukbang is food eating?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that.
On camera.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Being tired and stressed suits you because you look fabulous anyways. Well, thanks, Stephanie. I don't know. I could do with growling less. And like my eyes are like gooping. Like, so everything's super cloudy and like eye goop right now. But let's go ahead and get to crafting. Because show Bobs! My 2-year-old is currently trying to mop my floor. That kid's more on it than I am. Okay, so we have some gloves. I'm going to mix up some of this epoxy sculpt because I cannot emphasize enough to you guys. Sparky asks, is there a giveaway today? I'll be giving away another digital set of templates because I want to give something away, but like we're waiting on shipping boxes, we're waiting on bags, we're waiting on a bunch of stuff. So just to make things easier on me, sorry I'm lazy, we're doing a digital giveaway today. So to participate in that, leave a comment on Tuesday's live stream. We'll actually give away something nice next week. Excuse me, blue things in the background.
There's a couple blue things.
There's a lot of blue things. I've got an empty box of butter. That's off camera, you can't see that. I'm saving up butter boxes. It's really stressing Randy out. Cause I want to save up a box of butter for every pound that I lose. And he's like, you want to lose 100 pounds? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that means we're going to be hoarding at least up to 100 boxes, empty boxes of butter.
With no purpose.
With no purpose. Except for it makes me feel good. That's purpose.
With no purpose.
With no purpose. Do you have to winterize your indoor plants or will they're out there with the cold weather? I should, but I don't.
This is all like Ivan Drago. If they die, they die.
Yeah. It's if they die, they die. Lois says, did you change your hair? I did. I gave myself bangs, but it's been like a week or two. So motivation. It is gym, and it keeps me very motivated because sometimes I'll weigh myself and be like, oh, I only lost a pound this week. That's a brick of butter. And so, of course, I completely ignore that same logic whenever it's like I gained a pound and it's like, no, girl, you just need to poop and like you're retaining water. Like, that, hey, should make you take one away for every pound you gain back. Yeah, and I do. Okay, crafting. We can do this. So I did some where I actually made like a little cabochon out of the epoxy sculpt because we're going to making Queen Damn something kill ferns. Oh my god. The Akasha necklace from Queen of the Damned. It was a movie from like the early 2000s, I think. Base curtains over the window to your soul. I like that. But yeah, so I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to use the epoxy sculpt. Binding to shiny resin, by the way, like no prep work or anything. This stuff is amazing. You're going to love my nuts. This is amazing. Does everybody know what I'm talking about? Never mind. You know what? Just scooch. Hey, look, clean work surface. The magic of it's now off screen. How do I, which ones have been done yet? This one needs done. This one needs done. This one needs done. Did I have like a fourth one? There it is. Okay, so got the lovely bunch of coconut. Yeah, right, Lindsay. Just need to put, it says weighing in before and after, right? Like, I'm so glad I'm not the only one who does that. But I always like, oh, it's for science. What's concerning is if you like post BM, take a weight measurement, and you're like, oh no, how did I gain weight from taking account Dooku? This is horrible. So you want to, I'm not very particular about it. I just eyeball it really. But like you can see, there's a very clear difference between the sizes of those. Little more black. But I like this stuff because it's not picky. Like, it's not finicky the way that my resin and stuff is. Now, it does say to wear disposable gloves. That's a very good idea. Mix equal parts of A and B. Always retrieve parts A and B with different tools. That's where it loses me. Mix and knead together for 2 minutes until thoroughly combined and uniform color is achieved. Yep. Incomplete mixing will give poor results. Allow mixed product to rest for 5 minutes for better handling. They lose me on that one too. Like, I never wait. It's ready to use. Working time is 1 to 3 hours. Shape is desired. Smoother texture with a wet finger. Brush, Q-tip, or sculpting tool. Self-hardens. No baking. 24 hours for a full cure to rock hard semi-gloss finish. Yeah. Clean up soap water or Avis safety solvent. Very helpful for smoothing, removing fingerprints, and cleaning up product residue before setup. Finish as desired. Paint or wet or dry. Outdoor and marine quality. Which is really cool. Now, the only thing with this stuff...
Need to come over here and film my screen.
Okay. For...
reasons.
Okay. I'm just started mixing this.
Okay. In 3 minutes.
Okay. Is everything okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. But yeah, so I just fold and roll. Also, I don't mix it for the full 2 minutes, but do what they say, not what I do. Because they know what they're talking about. I'm just kind of bumping into shit, making stuff. The only thing is that this compound is a little heavier, so I wouldn't make full pieces out of it, but I like using it for piecing other things together. I like it a lot better, actually, than E6000, just because it doesn't smell. And I can really stink the place up with some E6000. You can also, if you wait like 30 minutes so that it's less sticky, because it's most sticky in the first 30 minutes of using it, you can put it into a mold, like press it into a mold. I use water to repel, same as polymer clay.
I'm not sure what Linda's asking. Have you shipped to Canada yet?
Not for October's packages.
Nobody's got anything.
Yeah, just so y'all know, because some of y'all joined Patreon from our older videos, we don't ship until the 15th anymore.
After February, there was a big thing.
We had such a big mess in February that we were like, that's it, we're changing it. So now I'm just taking the wire piece and that I want to be setting onto here and shaping this around. And I've got one end made already, but I'm going to wait until after it cures to do the other end. So getting the loop lined up the way that I want it to be. And this is going to be really great too, because some of the pieces kind of cracked, so I'll be able to come in. I'm actually going to snip this. There we go. So now that'll sit on a lot better. So I've got this little snick of clay, and I'm just going to smush my wire into that, which I'm not going to lie, covering wire in clay is like one of the hardest things to do for me consistently. It's like, this is the worst. Why is this happening? And then I'm going to take that, put my loop where I want it to be, place my stuff where I want it to be. Bless you, baby. and just smush this stuff right on. Now, I like using this for whenever we have, like, let's say, I especially love the black epoxy sculpt for if I'm setting a crystal, like I've made a wire wrapped cap for it, but the crystal is undrilled, and I want to be able to just kind of cram the crystal in. I'll use just a touch of this epoxy sculpt, and I think I'm actually going to do a video showing you guys how I go about that, using, I mean, literally less than a pea size of like a lentil bean sized bit of epoxy sculpt to hold the wire wrapping to the crystal. And since it's black, it just makes it look like an oxidized recess, especially if I go through and use, and now I'm going to come in, place my thumbnail, and get just a bit of a bend. That way I can lay it on its tummy and the wire isn't pressing itself up and off.
Thank you, everybody.
What's up? Oh, yeah.
You got a video showing how to weave JPL, right?
I don't, actually.
No?
Nope.
Oh.
I'm really bad at weaving JPL.
Okay.
I did not feel qualified to teach it. But I'm pretty sure Aussie Nail touches on that, and she does really good videos. But yeah, you want to have your wire shaped first, and I do use para-wire for this because it doesn't have like any spring back, but you don't want to have to be pushing the wire down and then having it spring back out and pull the epoxy sculpt with it. So pre-forming your wire is very, very useful.
That confirms.
What that?
I guess the video.
Gotcha. Okay, so there it is not pretty, but it does sand down. And that's, I like stuff like this too, because you can go through, and I'll show you more about it whenever we do the crystal video, but you can go through with a jeweler's file and remove like overflow and stuff, or you can just get in there and get it right from the get-go, which is easier, I think. Uses less product. Because this stuff's really reasonably priced, actually, for how a little bit goes a long way. But yeah, so I'm just going to set this down, and I will come back to this tomorrow to shape the other pieces around. So I really wish I had done it last night, but I was worked to the end of my wit. Do you still need me to come over and video?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that one before I finish up the rest of this. Okay, I'm gonna press the button. What are we getting video of?
All right, so
Wait a sec.
if you're trying to comment on, what are you?
I'm trying
slow
to.
down.
Okay, there we go.
Just slow down.
Okay.
If you're trying to comment on last Tuesday's video, you go to last Tuesday's video. You don't do it here. This is bad. You go down here, where all these comments are.
And it says add public comment. You'll
And
click
you
right
say,
next to your picture.
And you say, comment.
If you win, Randy, I'm gonna have to roll again. Like, you're not allowed to win.
And that's how you do it. So
Cool.
now, whenever we go over here, if I update this, it should go up by at least one. Went up by 2.
Ooh.
So me and someone else did it.
Right on.
And that's how you do
Is it
the comments.
be nice?
That's it. That's how you do the comments.
A public service announcement brought to you by Randy, who also just woke up like half an hour or an hour ago at this point. So I like Ranger brand quick cure clay. You cure it with a heat gun and it never gets old or hard if you leave it open to the air. Right on. Aw, Jim. No, Randy deserves a raise and a vacation, I'm sure.
I deserve to get paid.
He says, I deserve to get paid. What was that you just finished? It's a necklace piece that they're all going to be like strung together. let me show you. Well, let me, before this stops being as sticky as I like for it to be, let me get all of my wires shaped. But yeah, I really love using the Aviz Studio in conjunction with polymer clay. Because polymer clay sometimes it's not very load bearing.
It's fine. I will delete my comment.
Oh, really?
Yes. There, my comment has been deleted.
Was somebody upset or?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I put my name in the hat.
Oh. Right? Y'all crack me up. But yeah, just shaping that around. And I keep the wire paired with the piece that it's shaped to, because each piece is designed to conform to a different part of the neck. But yeah, you can see this one cracked right there. I don't know if you can actually tell, but it cracked. So I'm going to be using epoxy sculpt to fill that in. But I like it because you can sand and polish it. You can, yeah, it's good stuff. I like it. Gosh, just this whole arm is just wrecked. It's snowing in Denver, Colorado. Holy crap. What size ounce hammer do you use for jewelry smooshing? I like my 13 ounce, but I also don't mind having one a little lighter because you can always whack harder with a lighter hammer, but sometimes a heavy hammer is just going to be a heavy hitter. Like, there's not a whole lot that you can be doing. But yeah, my whole arm just feels like my shoulders grinding and popping, my elbows hurting, my wrist feels like it's got like bubbles in it. Oof. I think that's what it was, Randy. Probably the sidearm planks that I did yesterday. I think stressed my arm out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay, so getting that shaped around. Smush, smush, smush. My boy Randy's sitting back chilling. That's what he do. Well, Randy is like,
I'm moderating.
he's moderating.
It's all about having fancy titles.
I can't eat, like.
Said it's all about having fancy titles.
Well, it's, you know that scene in South Park when they had the surveillance cameras everywhere?
Yeah.
And the guy who watches all the surveillance cameras. Randy just sitting back chilling. I think that was vague enough that we shouldn't get in too much trouble.
Yeah.
If I knew where my other tripod was, I would dig it out and give you guys a better view of what's happening. But I smush it on and then I come in and clean out from the little areas. And that's having an awl or a fine tipped craft knife really helps. Red Cowbell says, I've seen 1 to 2 ounce leather wrapped around the edge of chainmail and hand sewn. Might work. That would. Yeah, right, mistress.
Sidebar. You play the piano.
Sidebar. Kind of. I'd like to. Not very well. There's a lot of stuff that I really enjoy that I just don't do particularly well, but that's why a person practices. But this piano's actually been particularly difficult. It has a cracked soundboard straight from one side to the other. And so it is not holding its tune very well at all. Like a lot of the crack has just kind of progressively been getting worse because we keep having, we even got different opinions from like different piano tuners to come in and kind of take a look at it, and they were like, yeah, and we are like, well, I mean, is there anything we can do? And they were like, not buy a new piano. And I was like, oof. So there's that. But So for now, it's a gentle reminder of the dreams that I don't make time for. Um, but no, I love music and stuff. Just wish I had more time for it.
You got questions?
Oh, okay. Is I've been avoiding touching my tablet because I got kind of goopy hands, but ooh, okay, lots of questions. What is a good jewelry cleaner that's good for bare wire but won't harm stones like turquoise or pearls? Just did a wire dream catcher in freshwater pearl accents for an order. Um, Typically, if you have it wrapped in like copper or silver, I'd go through and cover the latex and the or I'd cover the turquoise or pearls or even malachite or sodalite even in latex before hand polishing if it needs polished up again. But that's the extent of my experience in it. I'd give it a Google, because surely there are a lot of other people. There may actually, if you just search, like a pearl friendly metal polish or something like that, it might work out.
Question,
Um, have you ever done a macrame cage around a stone cab? I haven't, but I really want to. Uh, oh, there's that. What was Jim's question?
Jim asked, can you use epoxy sculpt on the soundboard?
Well, that's a really good idea.
Also, you got how many different mediums do you craft in?
Right. The only problem that I can foresee with the soundboard is I don't know how well the epoxy sculpt would do under tension. Like if that makes sense. Like it compresses really well and it'll kind of hold things, but I don't know how much like if I had a cap and a crystal, I put the crystal in the cap, I know that it'll hold the crystal in, but I don't know how it would hold up if I had two things attached that are then being pulled apart. Like, does that make sense? Cuz that's the whole soundboard is under tension like constantly. How many different mediums do you craft in? I don't know. Like lots of them, honestly. Like there's never been a craft that I've ever met that I'm not like, ooh, I want to try that. Like even to just dabble in it. Um, I've tatted, I knit, I crochet, I like needle felting. Um, One of y'all very generously sent me the stuff to be able to spin my own yarn, but I haven't tackled that yet. Like it's still sitting there in its box looking at me. I think whenever colder weather hits, I'll probably tackle that because I really want to make a new headscarf for like my ears. Um, and I'd like to make my own yarn for that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And it's a small enough project that it's not like having to do it a whole bunch. Um, Wire wrap chainmail. I don't know. There's all kinds of um, that clay epoxy kind of smells too. Very minimally. Like I have to put it like right here before I start noticing the smell.
You probably shouldn't have it.
I probably shouldn't have it. That's fair. My dad keeps complaining that I can't choose one medium. I should show this to him. Honestly, yeah. Like it's. I kind of feel like limiting your. There's nothing wrong. First off, with having met and picked your absolute favorite craft and doing just that. I don't want anybody to think that I'm dissing that at all because I'm not. Like I envy and admire that kind of focus and discipline and like, but I am a distracted by shiny things person. And I feel like I have benefited greatly from there's even like I don't tat particularly quite a lot, but I got better at crochet from learning how to tat. Just I got better at macrame by learning how to tat. And there are some different things with the tat style knots that you can incorporate in the macrame and vice versa to kind of make hybrid pieces because like in my costuming and stuff, leather's not perfect for everything. Chainmail's not perfect for everything, but sometimes you can use them together to get the exact result that you were looking for. And so it's even, it can get expensive to invest like fully in a bunch of different hobbies and techniques and stuff, but it's your education. Why not invest in it? You know, this is something that there isn't really a proper college course for. At least not yet. We're working on that. But there's not a thing that I've learned from one craft that hasn't helped me be stronger in another, if that makes sense. Like, even if it was just to have the knowledge that it's like, yeah, I'm not particularly great at this, but I'll hire somebody who is to do it for me. Like, right?
What earrings are you wearing?
These are some earrings that were given to me by my friend Holly. I think they're a glass crystal, but they're peridot colored, and I like the way they're faceted, and I think they're just pretty. I liked it.
Have you ever made props for movies?
No, we have not made props for movies that I'm aware of. We've like people buy our. Well, there was that one feller who bought some of our stuff. It was like B movie stuff though, but I guess that still counts. But I've never contractually worked with anybody. We almost, guys, we were super close to having the contract for the Transformers 3 chainmail.
Transformers 5.
5? No, it was the one with the medieval dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Whichever one that was. So close, but then the Ring Lord got it, which is fair because I was just.
It was the place in Dubai.
That was for the chainmail chandeliers.
You're right. The Ring Lord did get it.
Yep. So close. But we were like so close. That would have been exciting. But I couldn't have a price low enough. I'd have been, the Ring Lord is who I would have been buying the rubber rings from to make the stuff. And so it makes sense that they went with the Ring Lord because they didn't have to pay a middleman for the rings, but my price had to reflect that, you know, I'd be buying the rings. But it would have been really cool. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Diane. Like, and honestly, just the fact that they contacted me, I was like, so that would have been pretty neat. But I'm not gonna lie, kind of hate working for other people. So this is probably better a missed opportunity. Basement for most craft stations, office as a craft lounge, do both. I don't know, that sounds cool. It was a little bit of a feather in my cap. Even though I didn't get to do it, it made me feel like that external recognition of somebody being like, hey, I'll give you money to do this thing. Yeah, I'm still just wrapping wire and this epoxy sculpt and smooshing this crap together. Yeah, or something. I think I still have the email.
Custom materials.
Yeah, custom projects that I didn't get. A testament to missed opportunities. But no, that's good. And that's the thing though, is that I feel like Randy and I have been very, very lucky. Like, no doubt about it. We've been super lucky. But they found us because I used to post shamelessly to DeviantArt, and the person, you know, it's just regular people who, you know, run the administrative slots for these big faceless companies. And they were like, I follow your work on DeviantArt. I really liked this, so I suggested you for, you know, to, you know, the costume director, and they were like, yeah, contact him. Like, so you never know when something that you post, at this point, it was 4 years prior that I had posted the chainmail piece that they had seen and made them think of me. So just because you're posting something now doesn't mean that, like, if it doesn't gain traction now, it's a thimble in a rainstorm, and those thimbles have the potential to grow into buckets, to grow into kiddie pools, to grow into swimming pools, to grow into little small oceans for you. It's planting seeds, and sometimes it takes a while for those seeds to sprout, but the work that you're doing is making you ready for when you get lucky. And if you never get lucky, you've worked hard and you're still reap the benefits from it. But I'm a firm believer in work hard so you can be ready when you're lucky. I think that was a complete thought. I think. And this is our last one, and it's used up the last bit of clay that I've mixed.
Was I muttering under my breath or something?
A little bit.
Oh.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm doing something totally separate.
Oh, what you doing?
I'm trying to help somebody.
Ooh. But yeah. And that's, I mean, it's not fancy on the backside, but this is a costume piece. I think it'll be fine. It's comfortable. So there's that. But yeah, just another little piece. And when these are dry, I'm going to be going through and painting the
There's a question from Tashers.
Okay, Tasher says, weird question. Have you ever photographed a shawl, like a big one? I have to do that later, and I'm horrible at it. For big fashion pieces like that, seeing them in use, like I photographed hip scarves, which is like a shawl for your butt. Actually, it is actually just a shawl that you wear on your butt. Now that I think about it. And the best way that I've seen is to go out into a natural setting or like in front of like a brick or stone wall, like some non-distracting background, and demonstrate either on a dress form or a mannequin or on a model or on yourself, the shawl being worn. And you can look at like you can Google basic fashion poses, and that way it's stuff that like people are used to seeing. Like kind of other like poses and stuff, like what's opposed to like cardigan models, like, you know what I mean? And just get a couple of shots of it being worn in different directions, put a fan on, and like dramatically have it like that way it can show if it catches the wind, if it's a heavier shawl that's not going to be catching the wind. Like there's a whole lot of like dynamic aspects to fashion that can be lost in communication through photographs. And then also get some close-up so that they can see the weave, they can see the color both under natural and fluorescent lighting. That way they can see the different, you know, like how it looks warmer in the sunlight and colder in fluorescent, or, you know, whatever. But yeah, did I answer your question? I hope that helps. More leather tutorials, please. We're working on it. We're always working on it. But yeah, I hope that helps you, Toshers. And even just having it draped, like you can use the back of a computer chair because it's still roughly shoulder shaped, and just have it like draped, you know, like so, but you want people to be able to see the drape and flow of it whenever it's around your shoulders, whenever it's pulled tight, outside hanging on an old school clothesline. That's a really good idea, Jim. I need much leather and chainmail. We're doing our best to try to keep up with making tutorials. I'm back down to just one tutorial a week, just because trying to juggle everything else that we're doing behind the scenes. But we appreciate y'all. And not to be this way, but there's a bunch of really other really good YouTubers out there too that I recommend getting in on them. Not to be like, don't watch my videos about my stuff, but there's a ton of really talented artists that and tutorial makers and crafters and all kinds of stuff that it's like, I don't know everything. Go learn from them too. Speaking of which, I want to show you guys today's raid and follow on Instagram, because I've been doing some sculpting like with polymer clay here lately, and this, oh my god, their work is so beautiful. So let me find out how to check. How do I find the thing that I sent myself? And then we'll do a giveaway. But first, we're gonna wait for this page to load.
What
there it
wire
is.
Clippers are best for tie wire?
Do what?
What wire clippers are best for tie wire?
I'm not sure what tie wire is. That's so pretty. Okay, first off, loud shout out to Oksana. Your stuff looks so good all the time. I kind of hate you. Like, you're amazing. Like, gosh darn it. That's so beautiful.
Rebar wire.
Rebar wire. Bolt cutters. Yeah, definitely bolt cutters. I just go bolt cutter on that. Gosh, her stuff. I love the way she does a rail. Like, I love the way of everything about Oksana's work. Like, and she's one of the people that I see her stuff, and I'm like, I want to make good jewelry. Like, I don't know. I feel kind of goofy. But
So what's your name on Instagram?
who?
Oksana.
I don't know. That wasn't who I was gonna feature today. Actually, I just opened Instagram and that was right
Oh.
there. And I wanted to shout out to Oksana. There's like, you such a hoe. I love you. Like, well, I don't know. That's gonna be mistranslated. I don't mean like an actual literal love. It's something my friend Lauren and I say to each other when it's like you're awesome and I love you. Is like bitch, you're a hoe. If that makes sense. Never mind. Person I would like to feature today. So let's go raid and follow them. Is Handmade Mystic on Instagram, but their conjunction of like sleek, let me get this turned around, sleek wire and polymer clay. Like their polymer clay work is goals. Absolute. My friends insult each other as forms of affection as well, right? And I forget sometimes that it's like, you know, something that my friends and I would say to each other might be completely different and totally out of line and really mistranslated. So I really don't want Oksana to ever hear about this and be like, Vaughn called me a hoe? Like,
How the fuck no, I hope.
yeah. No, she is a decent lady, y'all. But this is Handmade Mystic. Look at, that's polymer clay, y'all.
Pull down just a little. Pull down just a little.
Yeah. Handmade Mystic. They're on, this is what their page looks like. Yeah, I did, Randy.
Okay.
It's just, yours is lagging. But, absolutely love. I mean, she already has substantial followers.
So no underscores.
Yeah, no underscores or anything, but I love, like, look at how beautiful. Like, her choice in gemstones, just her composition, like, it's very unique to me. And, like, look at that. Holy crepe. Yeah, right? No, it's this stuff, like, yeah, and now it looks like that wasn't, I don't know if that was her work. I think that was the Sweet Karma bar. Yeah, that's the Sweet Karma bar, which is so cool too. Look at all this. That's really cool stuff. But no, I mean, just beautiful. Like, I absolutely love the shapes and the design, and like her work inspires me a lot. So it really makes me want to up my game, want to try out some of these different stuff. And it's just like, and another thing too is her photography and her branding. Like, I can see something, and even if it's not like something that I would immediately recognize as her work, though all of it I feel like is pretty easily recognizable, just the way that she does her branding. At least I think this is the lady. I'm not certain. Very presumptive of me. Ooh, if that's her, she's gorgeous. Damn. Some people get all the luck. You know, I'm kidding. But seriously, though, she's beautiful and talented. But that's just, gosh, that's stunning. And something beyond just a very lovely piece. I absolutely love the paint on her hands. Like, I don't know if she consciously does these things to like demonstrate, but it's like, to me, that gives such a handmade feel. And I've had people like leave nasty comments in my own work to be like, "Eh, wash your hands first." But it's like, that's who I am. These stained fingernails, these bits of paint and flecks all over me, like all of my clothes have paint and dye stains on them. That is part of who I am. Like, this is part of her craft. And then in addition to that, the depth in the picture, the kind of like blurred out background that's still there, like it lends itself to the aesthetic but isn't at all distracting from the piece. But I don't know, like, she does, I don't know if she's conscious of this stuff, but she does amazing. Look at how beautiful that is. That's so pretty. The transition from shade into sunlight, like, she is good, guys. Like, I want to take notes because I feel like there's a lot I can learn from her work. Like, that's just beautiful too. The little mushrooms and stuff. This is polymer clay. Look at those crystals. Person I found hurt. Oh, look at how beautiful that angel aura or aura quartz. But yeah, she's good. I think she incorporates some different wire frames in sometimes. Like I think that part there might be metal, but you know I wasn't gonna just feature wire wrappers. You know I just wanted to feature people who inspire me, and her work definitely inspires me to get back into claying a little bit more than just what I've been doing. But like her face stuff is amazing. But I absolutely love it. That's just gorgeous. So everybody, if you're into it, give her a follow. I love that right there. That was probably one of my favorite pieces of hers. Like, it's just gorgeous. And that she does it without like big goofy fingerprints all over it. Because like all of my stuff, whenever I try to do stuff like this, has like you can see where I like accidentally set my elbow on it and ruined it. I know that's another one too. But yeah, I really, really enjoy her work. So she already has, not gonna lie, a buttload of followers. But yeah, at the symmetry, at the everything. I don't know, Metatron, but I figured, you know, if I get inspired, maybe she might get y'all's creative juices flowing as well. And yeah. It's like I have no idea who this person is. I just love their work. Red Cowbell says, I was going to do a gaming channel, but I chickened out. I hate the sound of my voice. Plus, despite my age, I look like a child. Do it. Okay, so whenever you think about, picture yourself in 5 to 10 years from now in relation to this dream or goal that you might have, and picture that older you who is a decade deeper, you know, into life, and try to justify to that person, to future you, with the same excuses that you're letting hold yourself back right now. Because if past Vaughn had tried to justify to the Vaughn of now, of all the reasons that it's like, I've got a giant forehead, I also hate my voice, it's, you know, I'm not even really that good at this, like I'm just getting video on my phone, I'm just blah blah blah, all of these has a grain of validity, maybe excuses, I still would have looked at my past self and been like, just do it. You have no idea how this is going to change your life. Worst case scenario, you do it for a week, have fun, and decide it's not for you. And that's okay. But do not let the mediocre excuses of like, yeah, well, but I didn't like this about me, or I didn't like that. It's like, every day of our lives, we can find ourselves at the edge of a precipice, you know, looking out over this kind of misty what if. It's okay to jump. Because it's okay. It's like, this is our life. This is what we do. It's okay to take that leap. It's okay to try it. It's okay to fail, however you might perceive failure to be. Because a lot of y'all perceive me as very successful. I fail every day at a ton of shit. Like, every day. I just am really, really loud in public about whenever I don't screw up as bad. And that's social media in a nutshell, I think. But I think, and then if you picture you from 10 years from now being like, well, I did this anyways, I think you'll be a lot happier with what you did do than with what you didn't do.
My 2 cents would be, have fun with it. If you're doing it for a paycheck, don't go to YouTube.
There's better, more reliable ways of getting paid than YouTube, trust us.
Just do it for fun. And if you want help, like getting new equipment and such, start a Patreon. People will like your voice even if you don't.
Yeah.
That's about it.
He doesn't talk much, but when he does, you should listen. So yeah, that's our 2 cents on that. Oh, Diane. Yeah, Veronica, I do play the harp. It's like a piano but vertical with strings. Except for it also has a cracked soundboard. So there's that. Yeah, Randy the motivational speaker. He's like the opposite of Shia LaBeouf. He doesn't get all worked up in a tizzy. He doesn't anything.
Oh, I do, just about certain things.
But when he does, he's just like, go do it. And then just keeps doing his thing.
What the heck?
Huh. What's up?
My screen just turned pink.
What does that mean? That's weird.
So I think we need to replace the monitor as well as the computer.
Are our eyeballs breaking? What's happening?
No, I don't believe it's eyeballs. Great.
Just do it. Yeah. I mean, really though, because like, and anybody who's like meh, like that's a reflection on them, not on you. Like if you post a video and somebody's like, oh my god, I hate your voice, bleh, like
Go watch somebody
delete,
else.
go watch somebody else. I'm not like creeping up into your house, hollering in your ears. You clicked on my face, jerk. Like
I'm not ASMRing this in your sleep.
yeah. I'm in your windows. Check the plug into computer. No, his whole computer is like dying. The fact that it's running right now is a small miracle.
That's why I've been upstairs for most Tuesdays lately.
Mm-hmm. What? My grandma used to say, still water runs deep. It does. Sarah says, I don't like the way I look, but I feel like it would be hilarious to watch playing games. I overreact to everything, especially getting pounced on by raptors and Ark. Do it. And even if, like, it's kind of... I have some family videos that I actually need to get converted from VHS to, like, a digital format. Of when I was a young child. It was, like, my first 6 birthdays. Like, it has mom and dad and my siblings, and, like... You can go back and you can like watch those interactions and stuff. YouTube has kind of become a way to like peek into other people's family videos. Like there's stuff that like I'll go back and watch, like, you know, stuff from, you know, Randy and I posted 3 years ago at this point, and kind of it's little windows into our own lives. So I kind of recommend to everybody, even if you don't share it publicly, get some video of you and your friends like interacting and being joyful together, or, you know, like, and not acting out for a camera necessarily, but just like kind of candid little snapshots in time, because you don't always have your friends around. You know, you don't always have, you know, you might not always get to share that with that person, but you've captured it. It's a way to keep the memory clear and accurate. Is to have those little snapshots. And I just know that getting to go back and listen to my dad's voice in that VHS is really awesome. And that was a little bit of a motivator for me to be like, hey Randy, do you want to get some video of like you talking about your video games and stuff? Because I like being able to hear him. Like when he's not around, I'll play the videos. Like, I don't know, I'm a bit of a dork, but there's people out there who love you for everything that you hate about yourself. I'm just saying. So,
Giveaway.
Vaughn the pant thief? What?
Yes.
When?
You stole my pants.
Which time?
The ones I'm wearing. You had to steal them back from me.
I didn't steal those. Where did I steal? Like, I don't remember stealing them.
When did I steal them?
Like, no, explain. Like, because I don't remember wearing them.
Uh-huh.
Did I just take them off of you? Because that's not stealing.
No.
That's just removing. I'm Vaughn the pants remover. Did I steal them from
let's
someone?
do a giveaway.
No, I need to know.
Yes, you stole all my clothes.
But not for wearing.
Yes, we're wearing.
I don't know what he's talking about. We're doing a giveaway. Who wants to win? Go comment on Tuesday's video. I know, right? And then oh, Ethel down, guys. Come on, Ethel. You're drunk. Let's go home. How do I get the tripod? Uh-oh. I almost knocked that over too. What? No, Randy, there's so much stuff. I'm using an upside down naked Ethel as a cane.
You need to not.
You need to not. Ethel, get your life together. Okay, I got her propped up with my foot. Okay, get over here. Come on. We'll just put her on the table. Okay, giveaway time.
So we went from, we're up to 62.
Right on. Well, Tracy says tried but can't. Do you want to show one more time?
Okay.
We're bringing this around. Sharing is caring. How do I click that? Okay.
So,
There it is.
this is today's video.
Yep.
And I have the pop-out chat over here. That's where you comment on the live videos. To put your name in the hat, you go to last Tuesday's video, which is this one. You can tell from the date. This is all the live chat that was going on back then. Don't comment on that. That's bad. It's bad. So you want to scroll down, and here's going to be your comments where people are commenting. You're going to find your face, add a public comment, and then...
Yeah, but don't press enter, because if you win...
And then you hit comment, and it thinks, and there it is. And if you want to take your name out of the hat, you delete.
Tracy says if she goes there to comment, it's not there.
Keep scrolling. You'll find it.
But it's like, yeah.
Like I'm doing this real time.
This is real time on the computer. Hopefully. He's going to pull it up on the phone to see if it's different.
Someone liked my comment, really. In the 1 second it was there.
They're stalking it out. But because if it's something other than that, we can't help you. It might be something with your browser, or maybe like I don't know, but this is how we function. This is how we do it. Oh, those are questions from last week. I was reading and I was like, Patience asks, do you still have rabbits?
So here we are on the phone.
I'm turning it around again. Oh, some Pool Pro says some older iPads don't have the comment section.
Well, I don't use Apple.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so here's the phone.
It's blurry.
That it thinks you might like watching. And
Add
here are
public
the
comments.
comments. You find your face, you tap, you hit
Randy,
enter,
you can't just keep leaving comments.
and there you go. And
Aw,
then
Terry said something really nice.
you can delete it if you want.
Or you can edit it.
Or you could
That's
edit
so nice. Terry said, I love how your face lights up when you talk about your dreams.
it. Okay, that's enough of that.
Terry, that's so nice. But then another part of me is like, my face glows? Like,
But yeah, as far as iPad goes, I have no idea.
yeah, we have no clue. We don't have money for Apple products. Crazy. Commenting on last Tuesday's live stream to get into today's giveaway.
That's how it always works.
Yes.
Okay.
A drum roll.
Up to 72.
Whoop, whoop. And we're giving away digital content today.
Yes.
Yay, for
Okay.
laziness.
Ready.
Yes. Kim J. We've been working on house things, so I've been coming late to the live stream party. It'll be worth it because I'm going to get a new Craftroom complete with wire wrapping and polymer station. Right on. I can't wait. I finally get to watch, and the first thing I see is gears and cogs for clay cabs. Yeah, go steampunk. Well, Kim, you just won some digital content, so if you will send me an email, I will send you the Dropbox link to all of our digital download content and like draw in pictures and stuff. I love your face so much, Randy. I'm so sorry I was grumpy to you this morning. No, really. Like, I was super grumpy.
I know you were.
I'm sorry.
I was all happy and
Were
my
you
tail was
squishing my
wagging.
face?
And you yelled at me.
I did.
You grabbed me over with a chair.
I didn't. He's lying about that part, but I did yell at him. I didn't, like, yell. I was just like...
You threw a lawn chair at me.
I
You
didn't.
summoned
Oh, my
lawn
God.
chairs.
Oh, I don't even have any lawn chairs. God damn it, Randy. I love this man. He deserves better. We're going to go. Congratulations, Kim. Like,
Kim J.
I'm going to go hit him with a lawn chair, apparently.
That's what she do. Okay, that's that about it.
No, I'm
No?
going to sit here and
Oh,
judge
okay.
you. Just, what
Well,
the...
you judged
With
me
the
then.
carp. Okay, spousal abuse, right? Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. We've had a really good day. Y'all have really brightened my mood because I was yelling at Randy.
Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
Did they throw lawn chairs in Charlie Brown?
Right on. Yeah, happy crafting. I'll see y'all in our next video. Don't forget, we sell crap on Etsy. We have
sell other stuff on Etsy too, not
yeah,
just crap.
not just crap. But there's for sale on Etsy. We do Instagram and Facebook. There's links for everything down below. I have to do this. It's my sales pitch. It's the end of the video. There might be crap popping up on the screen if you're not watching it live. There will be. That didn't hurt, does it? Can I put my hands in your mouth?
No. What else are you doing?
I want to put my hands in your mouth. Please? I love you.
Like, share, subscribe, that stuff.
Yeah,
Bye.
and then no, I'm not done yet. And then
Oh my
we
gosh.
we have on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have a Patreon only live stream. Bye. I love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Happy crafting.